Hey, can I ask you something? Do you ever get tired of pretending it's all working? Like, yeah, the car is moving, the posts are popping, you're doing everything right. But underneath the glow up, something is off. I felt that too. I used to think I just needed to push harder, find the next version of me. But what if that ache you're feeling isn't failure? What if it's a callback? Truth be told, my mom was never the one to make us feel like we were independent young ladies and we would need to rely on no man growing up, but we will feel that through whatever she would tell us. Be strong, have your own career. Get married is important, but have your own career first. You know what you want to be doing, be clear at it. Don't let no man kind of drag you into his own lust. And she was married to my dad, so marriage was there. They were happy for a while, and she didn't necessarily feel that and feel the fear of being by herself because everything was good, everything was moving, and I didn't see no issue of being independent and being my own boss babe and being married at some point in my life. And all the control, all the powerful feeling and drug based on what I could control was everything that I was thirsting for at some point, and it was not necessarily in a bad way to get rid of the man. I knew in my life that being married was still important, but I think the control of setting up your business or having your job and paying your thing and not having to always think about somebody that you need to rely on, aka a man, for that was a really good experience. And it was out of fear and out of something that I always heard with my mom. It was good. I would decide on one thing, manifest that the second after. And I was not just excited. I was really drawn to that period of my life of traveling and discovering places, exploring the world and being by myself. And it was harder for me to imagine myself do that with a man, to be honest. And having that picture of it, doing it with a man. I would have my siblings when we would travel together, but not with somebody else or even a friend for that matter. So hard to connect how to rely on a man or just being good with being in a marriage. It was just the feeling of being my own boss, I would say, having a job or having a business and making money out of it. I kept chasing. And every time something didn't click, I told myself it's just a mindset block. Keep pushing. But deep down, I was already breaking. You know what's crazy? I thought I was saying myself because everything felt right. I was reading every self-development book under the sun. I was thirsty. I was craving for something. I didn't know what though. I was just looking and chasing and keep chasing. Claim Your Power was my favorite at that point. I mean, it was able to combine the neuroscience and the way the brain works with psychology. Loved it. Got deep into it until something was missing. And I moved on. I got onto something a little bit more deep into coaching. The Soul Entrepreneur, one of my favorite books as well. And I learned so much from it, how gifted I was as a person in the universe, how I could manifest. I remember having my first ever coach giving a book reference, Unleash Your Money Boss Babe, Goddess, something like that. It's right in front of me. It was, again, something that was magic because I was blown by the things that I knew that I could do because I was so powerful, I just didn't know that. I couldn't connect to it yet, but it was a way to do it. There was a secret knowledge somewhere in the universe, and by controlling it again, by manifesting it again, I could do it. And the more I was doing it, the more I was getting confused, the more I was getting bored. It was like the adrenaline part of it that made everything exciting at the beginning when opening the book. You don't feel it as much as you felt that at the beginning, so you need more. It's like drug. You need to add more. You need to build onto more. So you keep reading, you keep discovering yourself. You are on your own journey. And the journey is still the same though. You're going back to the routine of discovering, being excited again, and then discovering something that is not there. You know it's there, but it's just not where you are. You can't touch it, but you can feel it. You can grasp it. And all of that is just a way to keep yourself getting excited all the time. And you keep moving around with that. So there's a lot of books like that I was able to read, and I was getting so stuck into, you know what, I'm going to be a coach. You know what, I'm going to be an editor. You know what, I'm going to have contract and start a business with people and help them like that. I did it. It worked. It didn't at some point because I got bored. I didn't realize that self-help can become self-worship. That trying to find your power without God isn't empowerment. It's exhaustion. Eventually, it all crashed. Not in a dramatic way, but in a small, quiet ways, one by one. It's like you're making the prayer to God to get rid of all the idols that you may have in your life to get closer to Him. And He's starting to do the work before even you voicing it out and understanding that He's behind it. And that's how I felt when things start crashing down in a really subtle way. Because the point was the boredom that I kept having every single time that I was reading those books. And at some point, I was getting not only just depressed and stuck, but I was getting anxious all the time. I would start something, never finish it. I felt empty. It was during the COVID, during the BLM protests, and I was feeling tense, but not for the same reasons. It was because I didn't know where to go anymore. I was stuck somewhere in some place, but at the same time, I couldn't recognize the place I was stuck in. I never called depression something that affected me deeply because I'm usually not necessarily an emotional person, I would say. But that time around, I started feeling. That's when I started to hear His voice. I lost my apartment. I lost my jobs multiple times. There was the COVID, obviously, naturally so. There was a lot of companies closing down. They were losing a ton of money because of it. But at the same time, there was a lot more that was happening where I lost the control for the very first time. Everything was happening at the same time. And that's been something that happened to me multiple times. When I left Ottawa, it was around the same time where I started losing a lot of things. I started having the relationship being broken down with people that I cared about the most in my family. I lost the ways of just controlling everything, paying my bills, having my business. And I didn't know who I was anymore. I couldn't define myself outside of what I was doing. But He had always been there, watching me run, not with shame, but with love. And one night, I heard Him say, "What? Come home, daughter." That call was repetitive. He wanted me back home. And He could use anything, or He would use anything and anyone to let me know that, to remind me of that. And when you feel yourself being in the depth of your pain, you feel like nobody can understand you, nobody can really see you, the level where you are, where you feel like you want to give up everything. He was there with me. And it changed me and broke me in such a beautiful way because I was then able to surrender. I was then able to see Him for who He was. My Father would always love me and that I was not alone. I could surrender, I could trust him, I could be with him. I didn't have to take control on anything and everything that I was doing in my life. Not that my mom lied to me. She wanted the best for me. And because she herself had her own journey of just trusting him, she gave that to me to protect me. And him, because he loved me, wanted to protect me as well. And that was the moment where I felt like nothing was working anymore. I was hopeless, really, truly hopeless. And I saw him for the first time with those eyes of just love and compassion and just feeling sorry for what I couldn't see before. And I'm still on that journey. I watched so many testimonies of people coming back to faith or just being Christian. And I saw myself in it. I saw myself reverting, coming back to him like that. Where the church, the mass, when I was going, just didn't feel the same after when I started going and I had that clarity of what I wanted to do with my life because of him, and really getting to the point of just asking him, and in an imperfect way, because I'm imperfect. I have my sins and I have my weaknesses, but he decided to come back to me regardless. Because of that, he had a plan for me, he has a plan for me, he has a vision for me that transcends everything that I thought I wanted to do for my life, that I still don't know anything about yet. But because of the trust, even when I'm fearful, even when I'm stressful, even when I'm anxious, it's not the same anymore. Because I know I can rely on him, I can trust him with everything. Everything. And that's the difference with things happening in your life against you or things happening to your life for you. Even in the worst type of scenarios that you may find yourself in. I'm not meant to build an empire. I'm meant to be part of a kingdom. When I stopped trying to be everything, God finally showed me who I actually was. His daughter, his beloved, a woman with a mission, not just ambition. So what about now? What about that life-changing experience and process that I've been through? Well, I still do the same thing. I still create, I still work, and having the big dreams of building a business, whatever that means. Because I do it for him, I do it from rest, rather than being stressful and anxious about it. And not saying that I'm not, but saying that sometimes when you get to be challenged into your daily life with things that you want to be doing, you start seeing the meaning behind those challenges, and then you start understanding that maybe just offer it up to him. Maybe offer up those challenges to him, choosing to experience that because of him. Before, I used to blame everything, or just blame him for everything happening to me. Now, when things happen, because things will always happen, even if you're coming back, and sometimes it's even more when you're coming back, I decide to give everything up to him, to use my pains, my sufferings, my joys, all of that for his glory, for his kingdom, to put it there for him. Because when I'm here, I'm not perfect, and I can't pretend to be perfect. Even if I'm working hard on it, I can't. I'm not trying to be perfect anymore. I'm just trying to speak, I'm trying to obey, and I'm looking and working hard on it. I'm not trying anymore to perform. I'm not trying to compare myself with as much as before. I'm just working on listening. And that is where the silence comes to be a really great blessing and grace. If you've seen my video about like the tools that you can use as a Catholic creative here. So I'm not doing anything anymore from restlessness or stress or anxiousness. I don't want to spend my life performing. I want to spend it becoming holy. Not perfect, but present. not for views, but for eternity. So maybe that's you at that moment, right? You've got the job, you've got the plans, you've got everything possible, and you have that control. But you feel there's something lacking. You feel that there's something more. Maybe you have a great career, but you know you want more than that. More meaning in your life that way. You want to be drawn to God in that way. You feel the call, but you can't discern that at the moment. You just don't find the words. Maybe you're going through something a lot more challenging. Maybe you're shy or timid. You can't trust people. You don't have that confidence in people because you don't have that confidence in yourself. You may want to be here online, in front of the camera, talking to people, talking to audiences. You want to do public speaking, for example, but you're too timid for that. You want to be able to impact, inspire, and edify others, but you feel like you have nothing to say. You may be young, and you see everybody have different values around you, but you feel crazy for being one of the only ones to think the way you think, and not being able to find nobody like you to share that. Maybe you feel like you want to create a community, and you want to bring Christ to a lot more people that way. You don't know where to start. All of those needs, desires, feeling of missing things, it is a calling. It is something more here. And no matter where you are in the trenches, no matter if you're very happy with your life, but there's something more to it, not for you, but for your family, and you want to be able to bring Christ to the society in a deeper way. Not just at church, but bringing Christ out of the church to people that are thirsty for Him. They're craving for Him. Just like you are, just like you were. You just don't know where to start. Right? That might be the calling again. And all of that is not you being crazy, but you looking for wholeness that only God have the answer of. Not even me. I'm just a bridge. You want more of Him in your daily life, in your daily activity, in your purpose. Because He created you with purpose, not randomly. You weren't made to chase your worth. You were made to receive it. And you don't have to earn your way back. He's already waiting for you. This is not about quitting your career. It's about asking yourself, did God call me here? This is not a space for performing. It's just a space to go back home and being aligned with what He wants for you and having the clarity you need to know His life, mission, and purpose for Him and you. It's all about being holy. It's all about being aligned. And that is the reason why you are feeling it and you're feeling the drown. You're feeling the call, and all for the better for you, your family, your friends, your community, the rest of the world. So if that's something that was truly appealing and truly you felt a call, let me know down below. And there's more option on how to connect with me or how to bring about that mission, that life purpose and clarity that we all need. Couple of options being a book club that I have where I share a lot of books, we share a lot of thoughts about it, and we getting the clarity from it. Bible studies, praying the rosary together, and being able to be part of a community that is driven with the same missions, values, being aligned with God. So keeping God at the center of it, being online here as a Catholic YouTuber, as a Catholic creative, and if you're Christian, regardless, you are welcome into that community. So that's the space for you. And if you want to get to work with me, there's gonna be a call, a free call down below for you to be able to connect with me and see how I can help you. And the other thing is to subscribe if you want to see more, obviously. And if you really want to at least have that step into the water, I would say, step into the game, there's a free guide onto how to be confident on camera down below as well. I'm gonna see you very soon into my next video. And like I say all the time, keep smiling because it's free and contagious in a good way. Bye.